Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Chip Chirimbes, Matt Fargo on Friday, the 13th of June. Where's the time gone? Where has the time gone? Halfway through the month? Man, we're going to get the three baseball winners today here on a Friday night. But before we get to that, why not hit the like button? Thumb it up. Let's go. We got three winners on tap. 2-0 day yesterday with the free picks. And we had a washout that Yankee Royal total. It doesn't count. Didn't play, not enough innings. Check your book, folks. It's not something, sometimes it helps you, sometimes it hurts you, but that's the way sports betting is. Always know your book's rules for range short in games. Now, you got your notification bell on so you know we do our free picks here for baseball. Right around the corner, NFL college football free picks. It'll be loaded up daily, and plus weekend. Chip will be back with a little weekend content there with more college football and NFL for you. So basically 7 days a week, NFL and college. And again, it's June. You think it's a long time away. It's not. NFL Hall of Fame game is in 6 weeks. So it's that time. Now, you had the gamblers rolled on that for our best bets. We're talking yesterday about the free picks. We want them all to win. Yes. Great. They cashed yesterday. 21-32 here with the free pick video. Had the gamblers rolled on that for our best bets. Premium action, top plays, all the goodies. 3-7 30-day packages are guaranteed. Show you a profit, we credit you back. $69.99. Day pass, which would be great for Chip today because I saw Chip is loaded up like a madman today. CFL, MLB, NBA, WNBA. He's got you covered across the board. Get the day pass for Chip Chirimbes right now. It's called the smart money move. It's an investment strategy there. You got a bunch of games, one price. Use your head. Use your head. Matt's got a little NBA and MLB too. No WNBA though.
Nope.
Not WNBA. It's all right though. That's all right. You don't need WNBA. We'll leave that to Chip. He loves the ladies.
Absolutely.
You say Memphis?
I said he's a sexist.
He's a sexist. I'd rather. I mean, I can't get into the. We've talked about this before. It is a tough product to watch. But listen, Chip. Speaking of tough games to watch, Yankees Red Sox series. I don't really think that's a bad series to say, right? I know they basically changed rules of baseball because the Yankees and Red Sox used to play 9-8 games that lasted 4 hours and 56 minutes, and they said nobody likes this. Definitely different clubs right now. The Sox, I think we all kind of agree. We thought they could be a upset chance to take over the Yanks to win the East to start the year, plus 425. We thought with Crochet, who they got going tonight, their other young pitchers, they'd be improved. Well, they're not where they want to be. But tonight, a 150 fave over Yarbrough and the Yanks. Total 8.5. As I mentioned, Yanks rain shortened game, so it's not where they're coming in late or early, however you want to word it. These two faced each other the other day, a week ago, 10-7. Both pitchers did not look good. Yarbrough, 4 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs. Crochet, 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. He had 9 Ks as well to boot in those 6 innings and still gave up 5 runs. What do you think about this one, Chip? I know it's not Clemens versus Guidry 1985 Yankees. Yeah. And it's not Clemens versus Pedro 2000 Yankees, but Crochet and Yarbrough, two Sox and Yankee icons going at it.
Well, I always like the matchup. Yankees Red Sox brings back, great memories.
Yes.
The rivalry between these two, and sometimes they maybe didn't feel so comfortable around each other. This Boston team was expected to challenge in the AL East. They were like the favorite to upend the Yankees or the Orioles or whoever was fighting there, Toronto. And it just hasn't been. And one of the reasons was Garrett Crochet, I think, is the pitcher that they received from the White Sox last year, 6-12 last year, but some outstanding numbers as far as strikeouts and ratio to innings and hits given up. This year, Boston just hasn't done it. He's 6-4 and has emerged as their ace. His ERA is 2.35. Last time these two played, these two matched up, I did have Boston. They did win the game 10-7, and I was backing the pitching. This time, Boston comes up. They opened $1.40. They've gone to $1.50 favorite, which is outrageous against the Yankees. Yankees 20 games over 500. Boston 2 games under. I can't lay that kind of number. I like this picture here. Now, the last time these two went out, it was an explosion of runs. I anticipate just the opposite to happen this time. Yarborough, a 4.1 ERA, 3-1 record for the Yankees, and Crochet is at 2.35. I think this game stays under the total. 8.5 is a pretty strong number. This Crochet has been absolute. If I'm pronouncing his name, Crochet, I'm not quite sure. 88 innings, only 64 hits, and 110 strikeouts. Yankees may have trouble putting the bat on the ball this time as opposed to the last time. And I look for the game to stay under the total.
Under the total. You know what? I want to correct myself because I thought the Yankees and the Rays, or the Yankees and the Royals last night were rain shortened because it was in a delay in the 6th or 7th inning for so long. That actually, it was a complete game. It was a full game last night. I did not know that. I just was looking at their stats. So sorry on my fault. I thought it was a half a game. I was whatever. I had to correct myself. Sorry there, Chip. But
I was trying to figure out what you were saying, but
I thought it was a rain shortened game. I don't know. Seth, you might have edited that out. I don't know. I don't want to restart the show after 5 minutes, but whatever it happened. You look at something and you don't see a game updated in a while. I'm thinking, all right, delayed, and then next thing you know, it's like final.
Do not assume.
Makes an ass out of you. Out of you and me, Chip. And I was definitely the big ass in here today. We'll get the comments for those who watch. Listen, official pick under 8.5 here, Chip Chirimbes. Matt Fargo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good call. Like Chip mentioned, the first matchup between these two was a 10-7 final. And never seen a total of 8.5. And in that first game, a week ago, the total closed at 7.5. So, they're adding a run to it based on that matchup, maybe based on the move to Fenway. I don't really know what it is, but I think it has to do with the matchup that happened in the last meeting between these two. And the thing with Yarborough, it's a pretty small sample size, but like he has a 7.27 ERA at home in 6 games, 3 starts. On the road, he has a 2.25 ERA in 8 games, including 3 starts. So he's been much more effective on the road. So the fact he got boat raced at home against the Red Sox is not a big surprise. And Crochet, his splits are pretty equal all the way around, 2.38 at home and 2.33 away. So yeah, as Chip mentioned, he's their verifiable ace right now, and he's been pitching like it most of the season. The Yankees did get to him in that first meeting, but coming back home, we have a little redemption in his back pocket, and I think it's a good contrarian play on the under in this game because I think the over is going to be very popular based on the two teams in general and based on that last matchup between Yarborough and Crochet.
Yeah, I do have a premium on it. This is in my 3-pack this game, so I don't want to say too much, but we'll just keep it with Chip's official under 8.5. His best bets of the night, and I see it, Mega Buck winner in CFL. Go get it. MLB power play, NBA power play, and a big WNBA. There you go. WNBA for my guy. Loves it. Get his day pass. It'll save you some money, and then Chip will make you some money. Get the leaderboard. Chip's been great all year long. Game number 2. We head to Mr. Toronto himself for the Blue Jays and the Phillies. Phillies a 120 fave here over your Blue Jays, Matt. But you know what? You guys are on a 13-3 run, basically, I see. And Philly's been scuttling a bit. I think they're like 2-8 or something, whatever kind of run they've been on, 3-10. Not playing great ball. I was doing this morning. I'm like, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to be probably taking Toronto today. I was kind of hesitant about it, but then look at Ranger Suarez's numbers. I'm like, screw this guy. He's been bad. The Phillies have been bad. The bullpen's got problems. I want to take your Blue Jays. I might add them up as a premium. Should I or should I not?
I mean, I think there's value there for sure. When you see what Suarez has done at home, he's struggled a little bit at home, no doubt about it. And the Phillies are 3-7 their last 10. They had a 5-game losing streak where they had no offense. They won 2-3 against the Cubs at home. The offense came to life a little bit. I think Suarez is in a good spot against Toronto. As you mentioned, Toronto's red hot right now, which personally I love. But I have to go against him here. I'm going Phillies minus 1.5 run line. It's basically going against Gausman. If you look at his numbers, like his home road splits to begin with, he's much better at home. He has a 4.35 ERA on the road. And if you look at his overall whip, 1.03, which is outstanding. And the main reason for that is he's only walked 17 hitters all year, which is, for him, it's out of control. And he's on pace for, I think, 160-ish strikeouts, which was his total from last year. So he's not striking many people out. He's not walking anyone, which means he's initiating a lot of contact. And that could be a problem against the Phillies offense if they start clicking. So I think the Phillies are going to score a lot of runs in this game off Gausman, based on the fact that their offense kind of came to life against the Cubs in the last series. So I like the minus 1.5. I love the value, plus 170. I hate betting against my Blue Jays, but when I see it, I got to do it sometimes, right? You never bet with your heart. So yeah, Phillies minus 1.5 plus 170.
Philly plus 170 on a run line. And honestly, I could see that with Gausman, right? Pitch to contact, older guy. You've been running hot. The other team's kind of swinging a better bat. They're at home. They've been struggling. Plus 170 is better than a plus 100 for sure. So I tend to agree with 170. Chip, what do you think?
You know, these two, Toronto, Philadelphia, have almost identical records. Philly's 10 games over 500, Toronto's 8, and yet Philly's minus $300 on a $100 unit per game, and Toronto plus over 700. I kind of like Gausman and Ranger matchup here, or Ranger Suarez, that is 4-1, 2.70. I think it's tough to play against Philadelphia, other than the fact that Toronto's coming off a 3-game sweep against St. Louis, and that stuff sort of carries over. So I'm kind of apprehensive about it, but I would play Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm with. That's the tough part. You have a team in Toronto who's playing good, sweep 3 in a row. As I said, 8-10, 13-16. And you see him as an even money.
If Philly's 21-13 on the road, not the greatest, but fairly decent. And Toronto's under 500, 1 game under 500 on the road. Again, that would sort of support the Phillies.
The one drawback, and again, we got official play here. It's plus 170. But I'm going to throw you my little thought on it. Why I'm hesitant and I thought about Toronto because they're on a nice run. Right? You're hot. Baseball, we know it's streaky. Suarez at home, 24 hits, 22 innings. 24 hits, 22 innings, 12 runs. So he gives up like a run every other inning. Now, if he goes 5 innings, that's fine. He's going to give up 2 runs and the bullpen comes in. But the bullpen's been a problem since that guy got suspended. See, I'm just talking about this is my head because I wanted to take Toronto, and then I got Matt coming in here and messing me up with his thought on, and it's not wrong. He's not wrong thinking.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at all angles. You can't just, be biased and look at one thing and be like, oh, I like this, but you have to look at the other side and see what's going on there to make it an official play if you're going to bet it, because you see one side like, this looks awesome. This looks like a great angle. I love it. But then you look at the other side, it's like, oh, well, there's good stuff on this side too. So that's when you're like, no play. But for me, I think it's more going against Gausman than anything in this spot. I think it's a really bad spot for him.
No, the more I look at it, it's like, well, that's why you know how it is, guys. You see stuff usually the day before you're doing stuff, you just jump into it. You don't really think about it. You bet it and move on, right? Bet it, forget it. And here I'm hemming and hawing over this game. I said I was. For what? I'm not going to end up playing this game. I would, if I did, I would have did it last night at 9:00 at night. Anyway, official pick. There you get into my tiny little pea-sized brain rolling down the 12-lane highway. But run line Phillies plus 170 for Matt Fargo.
You have to get in the habit of doing that for every game. If you're not necessarily you have to look at every game, but what the games you're looking at, like in depth, you have to look at every angle. You can't just be like biased on one side. I think a lot of novice bettors, they see one thing is too good to be true. They're like, I'm hopping on that right now, and they don't take the other stuff into account.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Even as quote unquote pro guys, you're the same way. You get like locked into something. You're like, all right, that's
sure.
You can't. You got to.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy coming in doing the videos with you guys, because in a game like that, I'm glad that it's a no go for me. Like I was gonna be wrong, So Phillies run line plus 1.5 here for Matt Fargo, official free pick. His best bets up right now. He's been on a great run at gamblesworld.net. NBA 21-15 run. Put money in your pocket. Go get it. And MLB, you've been on fire in MLB, Matt. Holy cow. Triple play up, folks. That means 3 plays in his package. You have $29.99. Go get it. Major League Baseball winner, Matt Fargo. Under 8.5 Yankees, Red Sox chip. Phillies run lines plus 170 for Matt Fargo. And here we go. Giants Dodgers, a bit of a rivalry too as well. This is the West Coast version of Yanks Red Sox, I guess, right? I mean, you got the Giants and the Dodgers getting ready to do battle. You know, funny, yesterday after our show, I get a little email from Doug. He's like, we're just talking about the Giant bullpen and this and they go ahead and they blow the game yesterday after 2 big come from the high winds. So here come the Giants. Bullpens maybe depleted, or at least worked a little bit coming out of Colorado in games that went 6-5, 10-7, and the loser 6-5. So, a lot of runs scored for a team in Colorado to put up 17 runs versus a really good bullpen and a staff of the Giants who are just, 2 games back here of the LA Dodgers. But here comes Yamamoto, 185 for my guy over Webb. And this is Webb, folks. It's not like it's a Birdsong or Mike Krukow coming in here to pitch. This is their ace. Mike, you like the Mike Krukow?
Yeah,
Scott Garrelts. You go 1984 Scott Garrelts version.
Mike Krukow. Oh, that's a wow.
Yeah, just throw it out there for him.
Yeah.
185. You see Webb plus 150. You almost think it's kind of like an auto play. You want to jump on that. Total 7.5 here. I'm not going to fall for that. I got to take the 150 there because it looks so good, right? You're getting a Cy Young type guy, right? He's a top 5. You could argue where he is in the framework of great pitchers the last couple years of baseball. He's definitely up there. If your team had a chance to get him, you're falling over yourself from the sign him. His road numbers, though, historically not as good as home numbers, and same as this year. I mean, his ERA is basically double, almost more than double what it is at home. Gives up the hits, some runs. Yes, it's a Dodger team, and I've been kicking the Dodgers offense in all year. The pitching staff, the same. You got a bunch of 4-inning pitchers and then bullpens, hot mess. I thought about the over. I'm going to go officially on the run line here, believe it or not, with the Dodgers, right? They're plus 125. There's no way I'm going to say we're going to lay 185 or, Yamamoto for a win or no bottom 9. Those are all fine angles to attack a different 185 odd job there. But I'm going to go plus 125 for run line. Listen, Yamamoto to me, I got a Cy Young ticket on him. He's been great. Maybe a few more wins would help as opposed to just the numbers. But the splits at home, they're almost identical as batting average against and whips. They're just ridiculous. Great home numbers. I got the Giants coming out of Colorado, and I just want to fade teams coming out there anyway based on the altitude, and you use pitchers, and your bats are tired from swinging, your arms hurt because you're scoring runs. Give me the Dodgers run lines here, Matt. What do you think?
Yeah, I tend to agree with everything you said. No way I would lay that price with the Dodgers. I don't lay, big favorites anyways, but especially with Dodgers because they're usually pretty much overvalued. And you bring up a good point about Webb. Yeah, he is he's not going to win the Cy Young, but he's always in the mix. He's always top 5, top 10. But you mentioned his splits, and it's a pretty significant, home road split. And he faced the Dodgers 3 times last year. The first 2 meetings, he gave up 2 runs over 13 innings. Both those were in San Fran. And when the game moved to LA for the 1 meeting that he faced the Dodgers, he gave up 4 in 5 innings and lost game 6-4. So he's a different pitcher, like you mentioned, throughout his career. He has been on the road, and yeah, I think the Dodgers get to him here. Yamamoto, he's been solid all year. He had that one bad start two games ago, but that was against the Yankees. Yeah. It's the Yankees. It's different. He bounced back against St. Louis, who has a darn good offense in their own right. So he bounced back, and the Giants are nothing special really on offense. So I think it's good value at plus 125 with the minus 1.5 run line.
There we go. Matt is agreeing with the plus 125 there with Yamamoto on the Dodgers. Chip, trifecta. You like a threesome? I know you do, you sick old man.
Well, first off, this rivalry isn't what it was when it was once in New York. It was once at a point where if a player was traded from the Dodgers to the Giants, he wouldn't report. He'd retire. That's what Jackie Robinson did. And there were a few other players that just were booed unmercifully when they were traded. So the rivalry has waned a little bit. But I think it's a great pitching match tonight. And, oh, by the way, we're talking about how the Giants, they're one game behind the Dodgers. If they had won that game yesterday, they'd be tied with the Dodgers. They're a scrappy bunch, 40-29 right now. The Dodgers are 41-28. But I like the pitching matchup, and I like it a lot. Logan Webb, like you said, is an all-star pitcher, 2.58 ERA, and Yoshinobu, he's got a great ERA, and I think this game stays under the total. Yamamoto 6-4, 2.2 ERA. Both these guys have more strikeouts than inning pitched. Both these guys have less hits than inning pitched. I think the game stays under. We usually don't see the Giants as a high-scoring team. I think they're really scrappy. They manufacture runs. They run. They hustle. They steal. They bunt. And it always gives teams trouble. But 7.5 is the number here. I don't expect it to be any more than a 4-3 final. And I think this game stays under. Right? And this is a side that I would post, actually. So I think it's worthy of a wager.
There you go, under. I can't disagree with that total. You got it. I think Yamamoto will come in here, strike out like 8-9 guys.
Yeah.
And again, it's just a bad spot for the whole team coming out of Colorado. Some swings, misses, low-scoring games. We've seen the Dodgers kind of struggle sometimes with better pitchers. So I'm not going to disagree with the under there as well. But official picks. Official free picks. Dodgers minus 125 for me on a run line. Under Red Sox, Yanks for Chip here, 8.5. Another run line, plus 170. You see a trend here. We like to take kind of plus money kind of stuff here. Phillies run line, plus 170. These are our free picks, as I mentioned. Matt Fargo, a 3-pack of MLB up today. Plus, what's it on WNBA? Right? No, NBA, regular
NBA.
Chip loaded up. WNBA, CFL, Major League Baseball, the whole kit and caboodle. Get the day pass $69.99 from him. I got a 3-pack up of Major League Baseball for today. Again, I've said before, the $69.99 day passes, 3 7/30 days are guaranteed. The baseball all-star package, we got that one. I believe it's $149 to the all-star break. Go get that if you're just on some baseball action. A lot of guys here doing well in baseball this season. Now, today in sports, June 13th, our guy Chip, take it away.
Well, yesterday we had a plethora of selections. Today on June 13th, it isn't quite as much. But in early days of baseball were dominated by Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson. And Christy Mathewson was the first pitcher in Major League Baseball to pitch 2 no-hitters. And he did his second one, beating the Cubs 1-0 in 1905. And that was at the West Side Grounds, whatever that was in Chicago. I'm wondering if that even exists anymore. And not to be outdone, Mathewson, 7 years later to the date, June 13th, won his 300th career game. And we're talking about winning 300 Major League Baseball games in the year 1912. So baseball's got a rich history and really goes back. In 1957, Ted Williams became the first player to hit 3 home runs twice in a season. He did it here on June 13th, already twice in that year. And the long history of the Giants back in New York, it's surprising to me that this stat came up in 2012. Matt Cain, you remember that hard-throwing right-hander they had up there? He pitched the first perfect game in franchise history for the Giants. So it wasn't just San Francisco Giant history. It included the New York Giant history. And in 1957, terrible event, at the Le Mans, the Mercedes driver actually killed 77 pedestrians. And no, Donald Trump wasn't driving that car, though it was first reported by the media that he was. And 77 people by Mercedes were killed. And that's an amazing stat in itself. I wonder if they were standing out in the Le Mans is on roads, isn't it? It's not on a track. I think it's on regular roads and streets throughout France or wherever it goes. But unfortunate event. 1955 that happened.
I remember seeing on like old Miami Vice episodes, like they have the in the intro they have cars racing through Miami.
Yeah.
Like,
I was at a Grand
what they
Prix
have in
once
Vegas.
down there, and it's it's great to behold, but this I think was something way different. How do you kill 77 people? The
That's a
car
whole
had
lot
to
of
go
people.
into the stands, or the tires had to go
Catch
flying off.
fire, maybe.
Yeah,
Fireball.
I know tires have flown off and killed people before. That was in 1955.
That's craziness.
Yeah, I never heard that. Wow.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
and I'm going to look into like the Le Mans racings now. Like,
Yeah, I think Le Mans is like
loading.
F1 now, like where they do
My first
the
car was a Le Mans.
I forget what they call it. What they
Pontiac
do?
Le Mans.
Well,
Yeah.
they have one in Miami. They have one in Vegas. They just go through the city. They just go through
F1
the cities.
Formula 1, yeah.
Yeah, same type of thing, I think.
All right, free pick recap, and then we're out of here for today. Under Yankees Red Sox 8.5. Phillies run line plus 170. Dodger run line plus 125. There you go. Gents, have a good one. See you next week. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone.